Hey everyone, welcome to The Zest, the official podcast of Orange Coast Magazine. I'm Chelsea Ranieri, and today's guest is the co-founder and CEO of Golden Eagle Vodka, a small batch premium sipping vodka that is distilled in Montana using a unique, dark northern spring wheat and Yellowstone spring water.
Dang.
He is also a TEDx speaker, sommelier, brand consultant, and has an MBA in luxury brand management. And I just found out he's only 28. Thank you so much for being here, thank you so much for having me in your studio today, Dakota Blaze Rader.
Of course.
Yeah. So this is the first time we've actually taken the Zest on the road.
I love it.
If you will.
Honored to have you in our, office studio
This is
spot.
the coolest office, the coolest podcast space. So I am so excited. And I actually have tried your vodka several times at Orange Coast events.
Okay, great.
Yeah. And your partner had me try it. And it was just barely chilled. And I sipped it and it was so smooth.
Why did this not burn my mouth?
Yes.
I thought this was supposed to taste like fingernail polish, but it doesn't.
1000%.
Exactly.
Even when I try a nicer vodka, I'm still always it still just burns.
Yes, define nice, right?
Yeah.
It's expensive and the branding's cool. It doesn't, qualify it particularly as nice, but who are we to say?
Yeah. And then it makes me think back to when I was in college and everyone was Costco Kirkland vodka is just as good as the high-end stuff.
Right.
But
there's so many things that I just want to tell you off of that.
I can't wait.
But we can get there. We can get there. But yeah, it's a very special product. We're super, super proud of it. And it is different.
It's different.
Period.
Well, so as I mentioned, you're only 28, which I can't get over. And you started this company at 24.
Right.
And you also grew up in Nebraska. So what in Nebraska instilled this entrepreneurial spirit in you when you were younger?
Have you ever been to Nebraska?
No.
Okay, cool. Well, don't go. There's no particular reason to. Nebraska is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It's an amazing, amazing place to grow up. Small town vibes. Culture is very, very ridden in community.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about people, right? Everything's about people. Every night, every weekend, it's barbecues and backyards and the lake.
Idyllic.
Yeah, exactly. It's that type of a vibe. My parents owned and operated a restaurant in small town Nebraska. So I was a byproduct of an entrepreneurial story. Yeah. So my parents both of them restaurant operators for 45 years.
Wow.
Happily retired now. So they're a big part. My dad was a big part of a Midwestern family restaurant chain called Perkins. If you ever spent time in the Midwest, it's like a fast casual 24/7 breakfast bakery type of a thing.
Aww.
So my parents met opening a restaurant in Spokane, Washington, one of those. And then they eventually got married, moved to South Dakota, closer to my parents' family, which was in Nebraska. That's where I was born. They opened 2 Perkins there and then moved to Nebraska and then another one there. So that's kind of my grow up story was break rooms at the restaurant, right? Every holiday dinner was served out of a to-go box in our, in our break room, right at the restaurant. So picked up my first bus tub at 8 years old, started doing dishes and scrubbing, grills and cleaning freezers and doing all of the grunt work was just a part. It's just what I knew. It was just a part of it. So the work ethic piece was, if I take anything away from childhood, was I learned how to work.
Yeah.
Right? I started working at 8 at the parents' restaurant. 12 years old, I got my first W-2 job.
What?
Yeah, it's legal. It's completely legal. They're in agriculture. In Nebraska, there's ag jobs, so farming jobs that you can get as a kid. So I was maybe 11 actually when I got that first job. So it's a job called detasseling. So essentially, in order for us to pollinate corn, you walk up and down cornfields physically with your legs, up and down mile-long corn row straights, and pick the little flowery thing off the top of tassels with your hands. So did that from 11 to 18, which is, it's a seasonal job. So 90 days in the summer. So yeah.
So it's hot.
Oh, it's boiling hot. Yeah. So you wake up 4 a.m., you're at the bus at 5 a.m. Yes. And then, seriously, 5 a.m., you pack your lunch, bring your 2-gallon water jug, and then they drive you off to a cornfield, you and 50 other 11-year-old kids, chaperoned by a 14-year-old kid who's the boss, managed by an 18-year-old kid who's the supervisor.
Like a movie, in
seriously,
50s or something.
Seriously, I don't want to use the word it sounds like, but it is exactly like that. I'm telling you. So I've literally for every summer detasseled, right? Wow. So that was that in Nebraska. If you detasseled and you apply for a job at a restaurant or a retail store or something, and they see detasseling on your resume in Nebraska, they're like, you're hired.
Whoa.
Because there's like this really difficult thing to do, right? So
wait, so you said you have 2 kids.
I do.
Would you have them do something like
Absolutely.
that? Shut up. Oh, so you loved it.
100%.
Okay.
I did it for 9 years or 7 years, 11 to 18. So that was like a unique part about the Nebraska upbringing that I don't talk about much, but that was we literally got paid $5.25 an hour to work in the boiling heat for 8 to 12 hours a day. And I did that every day, every summer from 11 to 18.
Dang. Okay, you also mentioned like in your TEDx, which so cool you did that talk.
So did you watch this?
No, I just did a lot of research.
Okay, I was like, how did you find that?
Yeah.
I love that.
But you mentioned that you had a unique educational journey.
Yeah.
And like when I was like reading your educational journey, I was like, this is wild. So
how does this math?
Yeah. So you were 18 and then what happened? When
so graduated high school, moved directly to California. And then I joined a nonprofit organization at 18. And the nonprofit organization was a international music outreach program.
Cool.
Right? So think like Up With People type vibe, but focused specifically on music. And the primary objective of the organization was to go and, do these outreach tours in international places to bridge the cultural gap, like introduce Western language and introduce leadership methods and empowering kids and doing all these things or whatever. So that organization created a college as part of that in 2015. So I was the first year to ever have this like get a college degree in parallel with doing that nonprofit experience. So I spent 3 or 4 years traveling, teaching students. So the vehicle or the thing that we were teaching was music, but the byproduct was obviously confidence and leadership and English and all of these things.
Yeah.
Right? So, but we did put on 3-day musical theater, like variety show type things.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And so every single town, every 3 days, I was in a new town with a different set of kids teaching this like show, doing these workshops.
So you're super into like music and like stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, I'm retired now.
Yeah.
I was. Yeah. So that was a prior life, but I did that straight out of high school. So I went to, 7 countries, 40 states with the group and traveled all around the world teaching kids. So I did. I don't even know what, 8, 9 tours, a couple dinner theater things. And you're literally on the road for 3 months straight, living out of a suitcase every 3 days in a new town. So every town is a couple hundred kids.
Yeah.
And then every 3 days you're in a new town.
Yeah. It said in my research, you connected with more than 150,000 kids.
Yeah. That's like what we determined based on the amount of tours I did and the amount of cities I went to, that was probably the number.
What was your like major that you were getting at simultaneously?
So it was the AA in performing arts. Mm-hmm. So that's where I got my AA, my first degree. After I left the Young Americans, so that group unfortunately is no longer around. COVID kind of got in the way, shut that down. Obviously you can't travel and teach kids during a global pandemic. But that was my first degree, AA in performance. And then after I left that group and sort of went into the professional world, I went back, got my master's degree, studied in branding. But in order to participate in this, it's like an applied graduate program, you had to, evidence you had an undergrad, and I only had an AA. Oh. So they were like, okay, so you need to either finish your BA or you have to do this. I was like, well, can I just like test out or like something? Yeah. How can I apply? They're like, well, let's talk to the dean or whatever and figure out maybe there's a way. So because I had an accumulative 6 years of professional work experience, and I like did a series of interviews with like different teachers and things. Like, if you show this amount of work experience and you can functionally pass the situation. So I didn't do 2 years between my AA and grad school. So that was like a void.
So you like tested out of it essentially?
Yeah, basically.
What?
Yeah.
That's so cool. How old were you at this point?
I was 21 at the time, 22 at the time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's wild.
So super random. Then, went back to school, got that MBA in luxury brand management.
Yeah.
And Golden Eagle, interestingly enough, a part of the Inception story that nobody knows, was my master's degree thesis.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So getting a marketing degree, but obviously a master's in business to business degree with an emphasis in marketing.
Yeah.
My final project was to create a business plan or a brand plan, for that matter, brand, product, and company that functionally fill an opportunity in the market. So what's an opportunity in a specific market? I felt that there was an opportunity in what we were doing. Obviously, the uniquenesses of our product fill that. And then, so what was once literally a grad school paper and an idea very quickly turned into
a full business.
Yeah, my professor saying, dude, I think this can work. Like this professor had been in the industry. So he was an investor in a distillery in Australia. And he was like, hey man, I know the business very well. It seems you do too. What I'm saying is if you can find the funds and execute on this, this will work.
Well, so why vodka?
That's a huge question. I guess talk about the paper for a second and the industry opportunity. Vodka, I'm going to go deep. We're going to go there? Okay. So Prohibition, you're familiar with what Prohibition is. Okay, so post-Prohibition vodka, or Prohibition really, it ended in 1933. And when Prohibition ended, that's when the U.S. government started to curate and develop all the legislation that the industry operates by today. So there's a federal agency, if you will, called the TTB, the Tobacco Tax and Alcohol Trade Bureau, that governs how all alcohol and tobacco are taxed and produced. So they started creating all these laws back post 1933 because this was a booming industry, right? We wanted to develop it and all the things. Very fruitful economic situation. They're like, okay, we got to invest in this. And just like tequila has its definitions, it has to be made from blue agave and Jalisco to be tequila. It has to be from Champagne, France for it to qualify as champagne. If the grape is not picked in Champagne, then it's a Prosecco, right? So there's all of these definitions of spirits. Vodka, up until 2022, when I was writing this paper, vodka was defined as a neutral grain spirit required to be tasteless, odorless, neutral, and without distinctive character. So that was the definition. So in order to have...
Doesn't that sound like appetizing at all?
So in order for a vodka to be tasteless, odorless, neutral, and without character, what do you have to do to it? You have to start from a low, I don't want to use the word quality, but a low protein grain, if we're talking science, and distill it oftentimes many times. So the more times you distill it, you're removing the natural flavors of the grain you start with. So most vodka is made with corn or potato. So if you're going to distill corn or potato 6 times, what are you doing? You're removing all of the things to eventually get it to taste like neutral, which neutral to the civilian mind tastes like ethanol.
Yeah, literally.
Right? Okay, so since Prohibition, vodka had to be this. When I was writing this paper in 2021, I was writing in 2022, it happened. So I had first wrote an entire paper for like 3 months in 2021. And I threw the entire thing out the window, crazy whiskey project thing that I was working on, till I stumbled on this fact on the internet that the definition of vodka had just been redefined. I was like, what do you mean the vodka redefined? I didn't even know vodka was defined. So I looked it up and okay, sure enough, vodka's always had to be tasteless, odorless, neutral, without character. Then the TTB, who is like the people who govern how spirits are defined, redefine vodka, allowing it to have character, natural flavor expression from these grains. And I was like, okay, so if vodka was never allowed to have character and all vodka tastes like ethanol to me, I'm a whiskey guy. I love bourbon. I love whiskey. I love wine. I love like unique spirits, tequila, mezcal. Give me the fun things.
Yeah.
Vodka can go away was my mentality. Then I was like, okay, if vodka can never have character, but now it can. Okay, so that explains why I don't like vodka. But if now it can have character, is there an opportunity here? With vodka's redefinition, how can we introduce character? Was the entire concept. So why vodka? Ultimately, because we felt there was an opportunity. From a outside brand perspective, you say why vodka, we say because we didn't like it. So we wanted to make something that we can, and that's not to say that there's not amazing products out there that we totally love and admire, mostly their companies and what they've done. But we can, we very much felt that vodka needed a facelift, if you could, right? It's like, I don't know how to say that in a relatable way, like without being demeaning to brands or whatever, but we wanted to create something that was just different, that filled the current modern day consumer's desire for authentic, quality, uninfused, unadditive, like no additives, no infusions, no secrets, very simple. We distill it less to leave the natural flavor in. While everybody else distills to remove what the grain tastes like, we distill it once.
Yeah.
Because we want to leave the natural flavor and expression. So when you're like, I sipped it and it was like super smooth.
Yeah.
It's because you weren't tasting ethanol. What you were tasting was the grain we started with. So it's a really unique grain that we start with as like, why vodka? How do we make it? Identified this very unique wheat commodity that is the highest protein wheat in the world. So it's a sub-variety of the hard red spring wheat class called Dark Northern, specifically grown in Montana. So basically how this happened was when I was like, okay, how do we introduce character to the space?
Yeah.
If we're going to introduce character to vodka, how do we do that? Well, why didn't vodka have character? Oh, neutral grains. So we need rich grains. Where do we find rich grains? Okay, let's start studying grains. So I literally was studying all of the different wheat classes: hard wheat, white wheat, winter wheat, red wheat, this wheat. That was like 6 major classes, but then there's sub-varieties under all of the classes. So it's like wine, right?
Yeah.
Cabernet, Chardonnay, Pinot Gris, all of these different varieties. Wheat is the same, but the top level wheat are called wheat classes, and then there's sub-varieties of those. It's like, okay, well, what's the most protein-rich wheat class?
Why did you want a protein-rich one?
The more protein equals the more flavor.
Oh.
So corn and potato don't have any protein content. So what do you end up with? Like a product that has no residual flavor. So the richest flavors come from more protein-dense grains. So like the most flavorful vodka that I can think of on the market that I think is really special, any of the like offline Belvedere products that are super niche, that are like this crazy rye product from, I mean, they're just not as common.
Yeah.
Right? They're like they're niche kind of spirits that they produce. Ryes, like eclectic wheat varieties from Europe and different things like this. All of those eclectic wheats or more protein dense grains like ryes and wheats produce a more flavorful vodka naturally. And in my mind, I like whiskey. Whiskey has flavor. Flavor to me, I drink whiskey. I'm like, this doesn't burn. It's delicious, right? So when I take a shot of vodka, I'm like, oh, this burns.
Yeah.
So I think the burn thing, yes, if it's 80 plus proof of straight alcohol, it burns, right? We all know that. But at the same time, to me, the more flavor that is present in the product, the less the consumer believes that it burns.
Is this 80 proof or is that
40% alcohol, 80 proof. So it is a standard vodka proof. But if you, I mean,
it didn't burn.
That's the crazy part is the product sells itself. So of course, getting to people like, isn't alcohol so saturated? Yes. The answer is yes. The alcohol space is saturated with hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands and thousands and thousands of brands that are introducing similar products in a different label. That's just what it is. It's the same tequila, different label, same vodka, different label, same different label, right? Our goal was truly to bring a product to market where we could say, here's a glass of insert brand, here's a glass of Golden Eagle, smell it. Oh my goodness.
It's wild.
It's wild.
Well, okay, I have one dumb question before I have a serious question, but my dumb question is, in college, people were like,
which one?
Hypothetically, if you took a Brita filter, you could distill like bad vodka into good vodka. Yeah. No, you can't do that.
Well, okay, so a Brita filter is composed of, it's like a carbon filter, right?
Okay.
So you put vodka or any alcohol through an active carbon filter, you're removing additional impurities. You're filtering just like water, right?
Okay.
Like I drink my water pre-Brita filter and I drink it post-Brita filter. It evidently tastes different.
Right.
So it's doing the exact same thing to the exact same liquid composition. It's just impacting the flavor, removing what would be some of that ethanol flavor that you're tasting. So yeah, heck yeah. Any spirit, go ahead, grab a handle of Tito's and rip it through a Brita filter. It will taste different.
Okay.
So will Golden Eagle. So will insert Mezcal brand.
All right. Well,
so,
shout out to the frat boys at Chapman.
For teaching us something.
Exactly.
That's Cody in the back. Yes, sir.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, you had this really interesting like family history behind the whole thing, which like really, I think changes the entire story as well. So can you talk a bit about like your family's history and then the farmer's history that also ties in?
Yeah. So it's super cool. Like as part of the paper, of course, we had to create you had to write obviously a business plan that the product in and of itself fulfills an opportunity in the segment, but then the brand needed to complement the product that you're filling an opportunity in the segment. So now there has to be brand synergy, but then there has to be macroeconomic synergy. So does culture in the world at present demand the brand that you're building? And then does the product actually fill the industry's need? So Golden Eagle really difficult. Like literally I was like sitting there for weeks and weeks just thinking, trying to figure out how does this even possible? So where do you start, right? You have to start with the product opportunity. So vodka's redefinition was our product opportunity. The answer to your question is going to be the brand thing. And then the cultural desire in the world is the third piece. So the brand story. Ultimately, our mission or pursuit for Golden Eagle, at least me, I want to honor our family's heritage in history as part of what we're doing with Golden Eagle. So I guess my family story, I'll give you that and then I'll give you the context. Okay. So my family, I'm, I guess, 5th generation American. Family came over here 1886, Dutch immigrants.
That's so cool. You know that.
Yeah.
How did you find that out?
It's a crazy website. Write it down. Check it out. It's called, I think it's called familysearch.com.
Okay.
Yeah. So my family's done pretty good at like documenting like family history, family tree. Like I have a spreadsheet that all of my family is shared on that we track everybody's emails, phone numbers, where they live, like updated addresses, just like something that we do.
That.
Yeah, it's cool. Hard to get everybody to maintain it, but like I'm pretty passionate about it. But anyways, so I had a lot of that information. So I go to familysearch.com, which is totally free for anybody to use, by the way. So check it out.
Oh, cool.
And you put in like, this is my mom's name, my dad's name, and then grandma and grandpa, great grandma and grandpa, if you know them, all those things. And then it will literally start seeking publicly available documents like marriage certificates and death certificates to link your entire family heritage.
Whoa.
Completely for free. Like not the DNA 23andMe thing, but truly like off certificates.
Was your family tracking this before you found the...
Yeah. So I found this website like as part of just my pursuit to whatever, like just passionate, had nothing to do with this whole vodka thing, right? So, I guess this is weird. I'm trying to find the synergy here, but, family came over 1886, settled in. This was, I believe, Connecticut or some East Coast place. It was the first place they settled. 1888, I know that they were in Minnesota and they started homesteading from Minnesota to Montana in the 1890s. So the first documentation of our family in Montana is 1901, a small little like ranch town called Blue Creek Ranch. And they're still there today, which is now Billings, Montana.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So my mom's entire lineage, all from and around Billings, Montana, Bozeman, Livingston area. So that happened, right? So that's over here. And then over here, call it 120 years later, here I am writing this paper, Character Vodka is an Opportunity. I need to find this wheat. And I started back to, how did we find this wheat, right?
Yeah.
I knew that, okay, hard red spring wheat is the highest protein class. We want that wheat. Where can we get that wheat? So I started looking up, where is this wheat grown? And sure as shit, Montana is where this wheat is grown. So I'm like, okay, wait.
Wow.
So there's the synergy. There's the link. I was like, okay, so now I have this opportunity to sort of pay homage and honor my family's American dream story with coming over in 1886, settling in Montana in 1901, and then obviously studying what is now my family's sort of legacy and history with bringing this brand that in our mind is just a tribute to the American dream, right? Which is like also what the TED Talk was about, is like, this country gives you the opportunity to write your story. Here's a paper and a pen, go.
Yeah.
Right. And that to me this is a reflection of their story, right? That was their American dream. 1886, they came over here because of this crazy promise that like somewhere on the other side of the sea is this land called America. Like they believed in that and they went after that. And this is a brand that represents that dream for us is alive and well, right?
Yeah.
So like, be that livid. And that's what TED Talk was about, right? Like,
so
the world is yours for the taking. Take it. if you don't take it, it's your choice not to take it. Just take it. And this is kind of like why, I don't know, an example of that now in real life.
Literally, I love that story. But so then you cold called this farmer in Montana.
Yeah, so I was just really just trying to identify where we could find this wheat grain. So I was like calling this farm, hey, do you guys have this wheat? Calling this farm, hey, do you guys have this wheat? And like, I'm just some random dude with granted my number is from Nebraska, so I got some favor, but I'm like, hey, my name is Dakota, I'm from California, click. I'm in Orange County, California, click. California. And I'm like, okay, I need to stop saying that. What? Yeah, it's like, it's like totally stigmatized, right? Like you got small town, right? Like Midwestern people, like these corporate people from California are calling us to try to like anybody seen the show Yellowstone? That's real stuff. You know what I mean? So I ended up connecting with a family that's been growing this unique variety for a really long time. And then they're in the distillation business. They knew what I was trying to accomplish and all these things. It was really cool.
And did you tell them like your family history? You were like, I have ties.
Yeah. I was like, well, yeah, that's what was pretty cool. Is like their family similarly has been, in Montana for 120 years as well. Different part of Montana, really. It's just crazy, but that's a very common thing. Like if you really get back and start studying American history at and around the time between, or I guess pre-Great Depression, right? Like 1880 to 1910, everyone's story is pretty much the same, right? So it's like, yeah, all these people in Montana were German and Dutch immigrants. All these people in Michigan are Dutch immigrants, Dutch immigrants in Michigan. So it's like there are these pockets of, because all of this land started to get discovered, right? Mm-hmm. So, and I'm super nerdy and geeky about American history. I think it's the coolest thing ever. So yeah, but when you start to track it, you're
now I'm going to go look and be like, what can we come up with my family's brand?
I mean, at the end of the day, America is a melting pot of a bunch of immigrants. That's what it is. This is a country founded by immigrants, designed by immigrants, ran by immigrants. That's what it is. That's always has been.
I love that.
Right. So how do you preserve and protect the fabric of the opportunity land, right? It was opportunity then, it's opportunity now, it will forever be opportunity in the future. And doesn't matter what it is, red, white, black, brown, whatever preferences, beliefs of the individuals. Yeah. Like of all walks of life, people who want it will take it. Yeah. Right? The most successful people, you talk to anybody it is, anybody, creed, color, they will tell you that anybody who's in a position of success or authority, they'll be like, yeah, I back that statement 100%. You go somewhere else and try to create that. Right? Try to create. I couldn't have created the success that I created if not for the system here. Yeah. So I empower anybody else to go take that and build their thing and their story.
No, I feel like I'm in the TED. I'm like, all charged up now.
That's what I'm telling you. I'm like, you remember when we're like, we're going to go through 15 questions in 45 minutes. Yeah, it's been 30 and we've gone through one question.
Okay, well, now I want to get into, so when I met your partner at the Orange Coast event, he was talking about like the differences in vodkas today. We talked about the ethanol aspect of it. Yeah. But like, what sets Golden Eagle apart besides like the taste and stuff? Like, and what are some less known facts or little known facts about vodkas today?
Super, super sensitive question. Oh, really? Only because it is just like anybody in any industry, especially in the public eye. And this is me with my media training. So yes, lots of things that when you get into the producer supplier side of the business, you start to know what brands are made where, what products are made where, and you become privy to a lot of that information that maybe you should or should not be privy to based on all of the things, exposure, trust, social dynamics, all those things. So there's a ton of awesome tea that I would love to share, but can't. Well, it's not that I can't, it's that I choose not to. Right? It's like, I want to, let me just give you an example. Okay. And I'll tell you why is Golden Eagle special is really simple. Okay. Right? We don't cut any corners. And our goal is to just give a product that is the best product that we believe can be made. Yeah. No matter the price. Yeah. Right? Well, insert brand might cost them $1 to make Golden Eagle. It costs us 10 times that. right? And we're not making the money other vodka brands are on product because we simply are investing in every aspect of the product, the juice, the grain, the distillation, the process, the glass, the label, everything. This is, as good as we believe we can get it based on all of the facts. Of course, you can get costs down at scale, right? But at the end of the day, for us, we don't want to cut corners. We want to be able to stand by, we believe this is the best product we can make. And hopefully the modern day consumer aligns with that transparency. Yeah. And I think everybody does. It's like, what do you want to know? Yeah, no. Well, why does it taste like that? Because we distill it once.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what else about that? Well, fermentation, we do it 6 times longer because we want to preserve flavor instead of remove the flavor. So everything we do, we're in the business of presenting a product that showcases the grain we start with. Well, everyone else wants to, oh no, let's give them this.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter the grain we start with. Don't ask about that part. Don't ask about that part either. And also don't ask about that part. We want to have a product where we can go, this is exactly what it is. We want to showcase everything to you because we believe it's worthy of appreciating and not hiding.
Yeah.
Right? Magnify it, not suppress it. Right.
Right. Well, okay. So I love a dirty martini. What is your favorite way to enjoy this specific vodka?
Neat or on ice.
Okay. So that's just like
if you were to sip this neat room temperature like this, it's like, okay, why is it a little sweet? Why is it a little nutty? That's how vodka is traditionally enjoyed.
Oh, so it's like, don't mix it with anything.
It is wonderful to mix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I will say Golden Eagle, because of its expressive flavor, is really wonderful to mix, right? So if you're going to mix a vodka and you're going to make a lemon drop or a Cosmo or something, you're going to have 2 ounces of the vodka, 1 ounce of the citrus, and 1 ounce of the sweetener, right? And you're going to shake it up and you're going to taste it and you're still going to taste the burn because the vodka is still present, right? Golden Eagle, do the same thing, same recipe, no burn. Why? Golden Eagle is naturally soft, sweet, nutty, and expressive. So when you mix it in cocktails, now it's balanced.
Yeah.
As opposed to, oh my gosh, I need a little more sugar. No, you don't need a little more sugar. You need a little different vodka.
Yeah.
Right. So I say Golden Eagle is best appreciated, not best enjoyed. It's best appreciated over ice, like just simply over ice, maybe a little lemon twist. I liked it. Throw it in the freezer, right? Put a bottle in the middle of the table. You're having friends over, cheese and crackers, charcuterie. Everybody gets a small glass, and we're just taking like half mini shots of vodka.
Yeah.
That's how Eastern Europeans drink it. So that was kind of a little inspiration when I was traveling, teaching. I remember now reflecting back, spending time in Poland. I was teaching over there. I remember sitting at a table so vividly. Grandfather, I was the only one who spoke English in the room. Grandfather, grandmother, aunts, uncles, moms, dads, kids. There's probably 10, 12 people around the table. And grandpa pulls out an unlabeled bottle of this from the freezer, just an unlabeled empty vodka bottle. It was a full vodka bottle, but it didn't have a label on it. I was like, okay, this is weird. Am I getting poisoned? Like,
yeah, right.
And he gives everybody a small glass, pours a shot for everybody, and sets them in the middle of the table. And he looks at me and he's like, vodka. And I was like, yeah. He's like, not American vodka. I was like, okay. So nobody touches the drink until he does. He takes the shot, then the person to his left took it, and so on and so forth until it got to me. And I tasted it. I was like, that might be the best alcohol maybe I've ever had in my whole life. But that memory stuck in my mind so vividly. I was like, man, I need to get some of that in America.
Yeah.
Where can I find that? You can't.
Yeah, right.
You can't. Well,
Until now.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just a different approach, right? Eastern European style, traditional style vodka. It's meant to be naturally flavorful and expressive because we want to appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah.
We want to taste the real, raw version of the grain, the spirit you start with, right?
Yeah.
Nowadays, I think drinking culture, or has been, I think it's transitioning away from this. Drinking culture has been just like, for example, the frat boys at Chapman pour it through the through the Brita and like, let's get, like nothing wrong with that, to each their own. But the point is, I think especially Gen Z, and this is obviously our response, right? Like, granted, our branding and messaging doesn't particularly reflect the ideological or aspirational pursuits of Gen Z. However, the product position and method for consuming does. Yeah. Right. So everyone grows
It's not
up
binge drinking it.
exactly
Enjoying it.
100%.
Yeah.
Gen Z drinks. It was literally, I don't know what it is, 1/8 of the consumer production value of the most consuming generation, which is baby boomers and Gen X.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, good for us.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was millennials.
Yes. I think that's different for each category.
Okay.
I think by and large, it's boomers and Gen X. Millennial or Gen Z, 1/8.
Wow.
1/8. 1/8.
And you're Gen Z?
I am
Like, right.
proudly a Gen Z.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
I'm the first year of the Gen Z.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. They used to say that millennials started at or millennials went till, what was it, 98 or 2000 or something. Now they're like, nope, if you're 97, you're Gen Z. So I'm the Gen Z.
Nice. That makes sense to me.
I'm the oldest soul Gen Z.
You're the grandpa Gen Z.
Yes, I am a grandpa. This is my grandpa jacket.
Yeah. Like, well, that makes so much sense what you were saying, like you didn't like vodka and mixed drinks, because I have a friend who prefers martinis with gin.
Yeah.
Because he's like, well, it's more flavorful than just like
and
the burn.
Exactly.
So now I want to make it.
This is definitely like for people, I say for non-vodka drinkers, people who hate on vodka, let Golden Eagle change your mind.
Yeah.
That's our whole thing.
Okay, so where is it sold in Orange County? Because I heard it's sold in High-Low.
High Times. It's in High-Low. Yeah. I think probably like 10. I'd say probably 10 liquor stores you can get it. We're doing a deal with Total Wine right now.
Nice.
A couple pavilions. We're working on the pavilions, Albertsons, Vaughn's thing. That's not ready. I always recommend, like, if you need something locally, e-commerce, right? We ship e-commerce straight to the house. Mostly restaurants though.
Okay, cool.
So our go-to-market strategy is, obviously, if you think about it this way, our biggest promoter and ambassadors are bartenders, right? Because if, let's say you were the Golden Eagle sales rep for Southern California, and there's 10,000 restaurants in Southern California, how many can you really hit in a day?
Yeah.
8, right? So our sales approach and strategies, when we focus on restaurants, 90% of our customers are restaurants. We focus on restaurants. When we focus on restaurants, we focus on training, educating, empowering, and advocating to the bartenders. Yeah. Because when we're gone, what are all those bartenders going to do if we change their mind about vodka? Yeah. They're going to push that and recommend that to the customer, because they're ultimately the point of purchase. Do you have some restaurants off the top of your head? Oh, yeah. Let's see. What type of restaurants should we call out here? I guess depends on what you're into. You want like fine dining, steakhouse. Yeah. What about you got like Mastro's, Fleming's, like your Javier's of the world. Yeah. If you're into the craft scene, you got like the Blind Pig and Chalk Kitchen and Solstice and those types of, seasonal craft bar concepts. Oh, you guys are everywhere. We're in a lot of places. I'd say like 200 places. Wow. Yeah. That's so cool. Now I'm going to look for you guys everywhere I go. Yeah. Well, everywhere you go, say, can I have Golden Eagle? And say, we don't have that. Say, you should. We need to change. Yeah. Well, is there anything that you want listeners to keep an eye out for this year? Anything coming up? I see that you have a lot of awards. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The award thing is fun and funny. The reason it's fun is because every time we enter an award, we generally win. Why? Because the product is really special and real. Mm-hmm. How many awards can you really get, and how valuable is it? The product's been validated. Yeah. It's really good. Yeah. It's really, really good. Yeah. We all know the product is really good. So yeah, we've won like 30, and this is all, national, international spirit competition type thing. So you send a bottle and they have a bunch of panelists blind tasted and against all of the other products. And so, we generally do really well in that type of a setting. What does it do for us from a business perspective? Nothing really. It's not like it drives sales, but it is. Flex though. Yeah, it is. It is. And so we like to still enter pretty much every single time because it makes us feel good. I didn't know you guys had awards. Like, so cool. Yeah. I think it's like 30, 32 awards, like gold, double gold, platinum, best in show, best in class. If there's an award, we've pretty much won it so far, which is cool. But now it's about, okay, how do you take that, and the product's been validated. Now, how do you take that and actually monetize on that accolade in the marketplace, right? So it takes time. So we keep doing that and all the things, but
word of mouth. I'm telling all my friends.
I love that. I love it. Well, you're leaving here with bottle today.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Well, I'm having my friends over this Saturday.
2025,
so
nothing crazy to look out for. 2026, things are going to like get pretty crazy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like you're going to be in a lot more places?
Yeah. I mean, we are, 2025, we've entered 3 new states.
Wow.
So Arizona, Nevada, Texas, which has been awesome. So I think what to look out for the rest of this year, or really 2026, is just saturation. So we're going to start to unlock a lot of different marketing initiatives. And
you guys going to do commercials?
Yeah. In-home, out-of-home advertising, like all the things. So the goal is really to focus on saturation in the markets we're in.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of different strategies. Some could, we could open, like, let's say you had X amount of dollars, you could open 3 more states, or you could double down on the states you're in. So we're really focusing on going deep before we go wide.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, yeah. So just more of us, I guess.
Yeah. And which I love, because I want you guys to be everywhere. But we're coming to the end of our time. But before I take off, we have 3 final questions that I call the Thoughtful 3. So first, in your TEDx talk, you shared 3 key principles on how to break free from traditional constraints.
Sure.
What are they?
Yeah, that's a huge question. I literally had to watch the TED Talk before this because I did that like 4 or 5 years ago. So I was like, oh no, what did I talk about? And I remember the 3 things that, after watching the video, the 3 things that I talked about in that video was really let me say this. The reason I did the TED Talk. I did the TED Talk, obviously coming out of being a traveling teacher, super, super passionate about the next generation. I think our next generation has a big, 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 big mountain to climb.
Yeah.
And we are come from the same generation, right? Like, if you're 35 and under, I consider us all one generation. Yeah, because we experience an economy and a social life that is different. Social, when our parents were kids, meant playing at the park. Social meant, going to church. Social meant hanging out in the backyard. Social now means exclusively digital. Yeah. The information we have access to is infinite. The word social has been redefined. So traveling around the world for as many years as I did, meeting as many kids as I did, I got extremely, extremely passionate, and I took it personal, the amount of challenge that I was witnessing the next generation having, right? Like coming out of college, having no idea what to do. I don't know what I want to do. I feel paralyzed. Anxiety, depression, just a struggling generation. Yeah. Right now, all of us, all of our peers, any of us younger brothers, everybody, they're struggling, trying to figure it out. Reflecting on my childhood story, it was a bit different, right? Because I grew up in a small town in Nebraska where all you could do was work and have an old school social life. Right? So I grew up different. That said, though, still understood the context of what my peers or what the people around me were going through, or like, so while I empathize because I am equal and younger than most, or younger than you, right? So empathize with the bigger picture, grew up different, right? Yeah. So what are the principles that I felt empowered me to be doing what I'm doing now, right? So that was what the TED Talk was about. Recognition for all the chaos, reflection on I'm not experiencing that. Why? What are the principles, and extracting those and kind of providing those. So what is it? The first thing, you can only control what you can control. And it's your attitude and your effort. Period. Yeah. You can only control the controllables, right? If you wake up and you feel like you're a victim, you're a victim. You wake up, you feel like you're the man, you're the man. Yeah. Right? Whether you are or you aren't, you gotta either truly find a way to change your attitude so that you can apply the effort or define what that looks like for you. But that's the truest truth. Yeah. You can only control your attitude and effort, and that rubs off on people. You walk on, you're rude, you're rude. Walking in, you're cool, you're cool. Yeah. Right? And the effort piece, you will only ever, it's a stupid quote that's always on the Instagram videos, so I'm going to repeat it. Until you're ready to do more than you're paid for, you'll never be paid for more than you're doing. Oh, yeah. And my dad was like always that guy, right? Like I was never paid to do things until until you did those things. It's like, because money follows value. Yeah. And that's the effort piece for me, right, is money and success will follow value. So if you have the right attitude and you put in the work and you put in the effort and you create the value, the outcome will follow.
Yeah.
So attitude and effort is the one. And the second, I really honestly don't remember the third, but the second one is always be a student. Always, 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 always be a student. Be a student of business. Be a student of learning. Be a student of social dynamics. Be a student of an ever-changing world. Surround yourself. Like, I wouldn't be where I was or where I am right now in this moment if I didn't surround myself with people who are smarter than me. And when I absorbed all of the things from those people, I hug those people and I tell them, I love you, you're staying in my life, but I'm going to go find more people because I got all I needed from you for where I am at this moment. Mentorship is the most powerful thing because it can accelerate and multiply time. And what I mean by that is if Steve, who is this mentor of mine, is 60 years old and is fundraised billions of dollars in businesses and done all these incredible things, I need to talk to Steve and I need to say, Steve, you've lived 60 successful years. Teach me everything that you've done, failed, messed up, had challenges. Give me all that information. Now I'm equipped with that information that you did. Now I just gained 60 years from Steve. Now I'm 88 years old from a wisdom and knowledge perspective. People are afraid because their ego is in the way to go, you know more than me. Can I learn it?
Yeah.
If you went up to the most successful person you know, right? It doesn't matter. Even if you don't know many people, find the most successful person that you know or somebody that's doing something that you want to be doing. Go up to them and say, I don't know what you know, but these are the things I don't know and I want to know those things. And I'm going to invest. Well, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's coffee once a week for the next 8 weeks, I don't care what it is. But if that person hears you say, I would like you to guide me, lead me, teach me, educate me, and insert topic here, that person will be fueled, empowered, impassioned, and be motivated to teach and educate you.
Yeah.
They'll be, oh my goodness, because now they have purpose.
Yeah.
Their experiences now become a gift to you. You would be amazed at if you could let go of the ego for 42 seconds and say, what I want to learn. I want to know that thing.
Yeah.
And started thinking about yourself and your problems and your issues and your shortcomings and constantly comparing yourself to the people around you for 2 seconds and went and looked for that information in people and humbly chose to be a student of insert whatever practice and topic, how fast you will rise.
Yeah.
How fast you will rise because people lift people. What are you going to sit on ChatGPT and fuel your information with words all day long? There's zero application.
Yeah.
No, watch YouTube videos. That's fine. Do it. There's value in that. And if you can, unless you can't apply it, right? Can you apply YouTube? Maybe, but if you sit down and say, dear Steve, you know more than me. I'm trying to solve this problem. You know things. Help me solve it. Or I'm trying to build this. Help me build it. I'm trying to raise this money. Help me raise it. You won't build community. You won't have resources.
Yeah.
Right? It's not about this. It's not about what you know. It's about who you know. Yeah, it is. It absolutely is about what you know. It's not about who you know matters.
Right.
But you could be connected to the wealthiest people in the entire world and be poor as hell because you have no idea how to, you know all these people, but you're just a dud. If you have no value, right?
Yeah.
Like,
you're not taking advantage
It
of
is about what you know.
Yeah.
It is totally about what you know because if you're a billionaire and I want to associate you with your friend, but we can't hold a conversation because I'm not interesting.
Yeah.
It is absolutely about what I know.
Right.
Because if you are, I know these people. Can you sit and have a bonfire with that guy and have him not think you're a weirdo because he wants to talk about economics and you want to talk about how sad you are. He wants to talk about building this business and you want to talk about your friend poorly.
Yeah.
What?
Right.
He wants to talk about ideas. You want to talk about people.
Yeah.
It's totally about what you know.
Yeah. Ooh, those are good tips. Well, what advice do you have for people when they find themselves outside of their comfort zone, which is kind of something you're touching on?
Find yourself outside of your comfort zone. Get used to it. That's it.
Yeah.
Do it more.
Yeah.
Do it more.
I love that.
Just do it more. Right?
Yeah.
If you're not growing, you're dying. And if you're not uncomfortable, you're not growing. You cannot physically grow in a comfortable place.
Yeah.
You can read. You can obtain information. obtaining information is not growing.
Yeah, totally.
Sure.
Doing it.
Watch the YouTube videos. And now what?
Yeah.
Read the books. And now I read a lot of books, watched a lot of YouTube videos. They helped me in a moment in which I had to apply those things.
Yeah.
So if somebody's outside of their comfort zone, I just say, good.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Keep going. Do that again and get extremely comfortable and passionate, by the way, about being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
No one comes out of the womb, out of adolescence, out of high school, out of college, being okay having uncomfortable conversations.
Mm-hmm.
No one likes confrontation.
Yeah.
No one likes negotiation.
Right.
No one likes insert that thing. No, nobody grows up with those challenging skills.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable. Do it more.
Yeah.
Like, do it more.
Yeah.
Period. And I think that's the biggest opportunity right now. So it's like, what would I tell people who are uncomfortable? Number one, do it more, get used to being uncomfortable. But what I would tell specifically our generation, and when I say our, I mean, if you are in high school, in college, coming out, trying to figure out what to do, and you are operating in this day and age at our fingertips, social media, all this stuff, man, the opportunity right now is unbelievable if you can be just a little bit comfortable with uncomfortability.
Yeah.
Like if you can get a little bit comfortable putting yourself in that negotiation or being bold about that thing or having uncomfortable conversations, learning how to hold people accountable. You know how fun it is to be like, hey man, you totally missed your mark.
Yeah.
How can I support you in making sure that you don't suck again?
Yeah.
Right? It's not comfortable holding people accountable. It's never fun.
Right.
But unless you get in that uncomfortable zone, like that's the only place growth happens.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know what happened or when our generation just stopped having, maybe we just stopped having to be uncomfortable because everything was at our fingertips. So we weren't required to be uncomfortable anymore. We you wake up and we have the nice houses and the nice beds and the nice schools and the nice meals and, with the nice hotels and the nice video games and the nice cell phones. And we're just like constantly comfortable.
Yeah.
Always. Like we're always, then that's the pursuit of parenthood. Like I physically now consciously don't give my children things. I consciously we don't do nicer things, right?
Yeah.
Like, we could totally go to that restaurant. We're going to that one.
Mm-hmm.
We could totally go on that vacation. We're going to hang out in the backyard and plug in a sprinkler.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's not about the thing. It's about the thing.
Yeah.
So just,
that's a good tip. I love that idea.
Now I'm ranting, but
no, I love what you had to say. Well, lastly, how do you measure success now versus how you did when you were first starting out?
Time.
Interesting. Say more.
Yeah. I just think that, success is, whatever you want to define it as, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think on the surface, it's about there's business level success. You know what I mean? Like
financially.
Financials. I think everybody is just trying to be secure.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I think at the onset, especially as a young person, as a young guy, you're trying to justify your place in the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's what everybody's trying to do. Right?
Yeah.
Your parents did well and they had a business and a house and you want to have a house and live on your own and pay your bills and do the thing, right? So you're not trying to disappoint what your parents instilled in you. Obviously, you're comparing yourself to your peers. Obviously, you have bills, right? Mm-hmm. So you're just trying to support yourself.
Yeah.
That's it. At the end of the day. So that's like success level one. Like I need to stabilize my stuff.
Yeah.
Once you accomplish that, then there's this sort of, okay, now I'm stabilized. Now I think the grass is greener. I'm stable. I'm working this job, but now how do I do that on my own terms, which is my time, right? Then you say, okay, I'm going to remove myself from this job because I want to do it on my own terms. And you go subscribe to the own terms lifestyle, which is being a contractor, being an independent contractor, or being an entrepreneur. And then once you actually become an entrepreneur, being an entrepreneur is much different than owning your own independent LLC. Very different things.
Oh.
Right? I mean, like being an independent contractor, you're the boss of yourself. Right? So you're your own boss. Being being an entrepreneur, starting a business, leading employees, being responsible for shareholders, building a company and a corporation is much different than like, you know, I send my invoices to my boss on a monthly basis because you're still, you know, it's still different. You know what I mean?
So how does time factor into that?
Entrepreneurship is the exact opposite of buying your time back. At macro level success scale, like you're a successful entrepreneur, the other side of being a successful entrepreneur is having infinite time, right? So you're successful and you have a big exit, or which obviously you exit a business, you have massive cash dividends coming in. Now you have, beyond financial freedom, you have actual time freedom.
Right.
So that's the other side of the entrepreneur story is basically infinite time.
Yeah.
I am so far from that place. I am in that moment in the entrepreneurial journey where it is unapologetically demanding on every waking moment of your entire existence. You know what I mean?
It's like a whole baby.
Yeah, I want to start a business so I can be on my own time. Yeah, so now actually I'm an employee of all of our 26 employees. They don't work for me. I work for them.
Yeah.
Every single day I wake up and I work for them.
That's a really interesting perspective.
Yeah. So how do I define success right now? It's like finding on the pursuit of that big exit and, you know, having complete authority over my time and space when I no longer have to work at all because financial position is so good that now you're like, okay, I don't have to exchange my time for money. You're in that place. So far from that place. It's understanding that all of the small world successes, like the cars and the watches and the houses and the material things.
Yeah.
Yes, those are part of your motivations to get at the onset because you're just a kid trying to get things done. Like all of that is so fleeting that I don't even consider that anymore. Now having 2 kids, 3-year-old and a 6-month-old, and a beautiful wife that all of these people that I want to spend time with, that's the goal the goal is now, how do I spend time with you? How do we create that? And obviously we're subscribed to a bigger and long-term vision. So it makes it difficult, but in the pursuit of that big time moment on the backside, like that's the big success for me is getting all my time
closer than you think.
It could be.
I think you're closer than you think, but this was so much fun. Thank you so much for having me here. I absolutely loved getting to talk with you. You're fascinating. I still can't get over how young you are. But I'm going to tell all my friends about Golden Eagle Vodka. So
oh my gosh,
I cannot wait to share.
We'll have to give you some minis and you can pass them out.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Of course.
Awesome. Well, let's go take a shot.
Okay, let's do it. No, not kidding at all. Let's go. Let's do it.